I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington.
Titans, go!
Hi, I'm going to do a regular introduction. It's episode 10 of season 2 of the Mad Titan Podcast. With me, your resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington.
Hey, your boy, B to the C. That was not very regular, Jay.
Motherfucker, I'm trying, okay? I'm trying right now. I'm so... Look, I can only say how tired I am so many times. People like, get some rest. The problem is, when your schedule has gotten to the point where mine is, rest becomes a very minimal thing. And I know it's important, blase, all that good shit. But nigga, I'm tired. It's been a very, thank you everybody who's been listening to the podcast, man. Everybody who's been giving feedback, who shares it, who reposts it, et cetera, et cetera. I want to know, what is it that you guys want more of with the podcast? How do you want this to spread more? Do you want to hear different things, different people, et cetera, et cetera? I mean, do you want me to fire him? Because I can. Damn, that is really cold just to leave it up. Damn. That was cruel as shit. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And fired. Well, fuck.
Do y'all want me to just get rid of this motherfucker? Nah, I just want to know, because I want to try to keep making this better for y'all. I appreciate everybody who, like I said, fucks with it and fucks with me heavily, because knowing what I'm trying to bring to y'all, the way I'm trying to bring it, like not like any other nerd type deal. There's a lot of black nerds out here doing a lot of different stuff. Shouts out to all of them that are trying to make the things happen. But I never want to be like anybody else. I always want to be the way I've been with Mad Titan from day one. And so I always want to keep that with y'all, keep it a buck and shit like that. So that's that. Man, I was telling BC before we recorded, man, this whole weekend has been crazy between shows, and I've been officiating weddings, man. I did a wedding on Friday afternoon that took me about an hour to get there, and normally should have took me about an hour to get back. But coming back, I was stuck in rush hour traffic. So I was like, fuck me.
Ooh, LA rush hour ain't no joke neither.
It ain't no joke. And so then yesterday, Saturday, I had to go drive 2.5 hours, a little bit outside of Palm Springs, to a resort to do. And the resort is fucking beautiful, dude, where they had the wedding. Like the whole, like, so where it is, it's a part of the desert almost, but they have the resort where it's all the grass, the turf, all the shit, everything looks beautiful and amazing. Yeah. And like some lady, that one of the little guests there, she was like, "Oh my God, this place is like, it's beautiful. I'm imagining it's like this all year long." And I was like, no. Like when the summer hits and it's 115 out here, no.
This is the desert.
This is the desert.
The camel just kind of comes up over there every now and then.
Goddamn Cactus is out here talking about some, you sure you won't be here? Like, you sure you want this? But so doing that, and then had to do a show last night. I've been doing these shows for Don't Tell Comedy, man. They're all across the U.S. If you ever done a Don't Tell show, been to a Don't Tell show, they don't tell you what the lineup is, number one. And they tell you like 5-6 hours before the show where the actual show is located. It's a surprise, but the shows are always dope. That's one thing I can kind of highly be proud of being on. Speaking of shows, I'm going to say it now and I'm going to say it later. If you're in the San Diego area, for one night only, January 11th, I will be headlining the Mic Drop Comedy Club in San Diego, California. One night only. Wednesday, January 11th at 8 p.m. Get your tickets now, micdropcomedy.com. Cool. So make sure you say that. I'm going to tell y'all about that later. What about you, bro? What's up with the week?
Man, I had a really good weekend, man. Just kind of relaxing, hanging out. Didn't really do much except go see Black Panther. Had a wedding to go to that was a lot of fun. But other than that, man, I've been sitting in the living room. Had a fire going. It's like 40 degrees in Texas right now. So this has been a nice, smooth weekend for me.
40?
Yeah.
Well, y'all did, the state
at
did.
Night, at night when it rains, it can get down low as shit. It got down low the other night. And then it's been like 60s during the day, which also
wow.
I fucking love.
Man, look, when it's like 70s out here, I'm 60s and 70s out here, it's a perfect day for me. But 60s out here, people start trying to grab winter coats and shit. And I'd be like, take your confused ass in the house.
No, man, just let me throw on a good comfy hoodie and I'm good.
All right. Let's just go ahead and do these real quick things. Number one, for those who are new to the podcast and those who already know, you know what we do here. Or if you don't, this is what we do. Get you caught up on all the things happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. This is Barbershop Talk for Nerds, which means, as I said in the beginning, I'm going to keep it a buck and say a lot of real shit, hopefully, and just be honest with you and straight up. And if I got a problem with something, I'm going to try to back it up with fact, not just opinion. And if you feel like you're going to get in your feelings, that's on your ass. I don't give a fuck, because, like, why would you? How dare you say just go some fucking where. But all that shit, man, we just try to keep it a buck here. And so that's what I always do. There's not a lot. Look, let me tell you something. Motherfuckers were smart this week. Motherfuckers smart to make sure nothing really broke, nothing really major happened. There's a few things. Like when I say a few things, I mean a few things. Like it's only like a few things, but we already gonna talk about it.
And it's not just Marvel DC. Like movie news on a whole was quiet this week.
Because did nobody drop anything?
Chadwick.
Not even except for Steven Spielberg. He tried to release this thing and he gonna be pissed because it's like, ain't nobody go see it in the 8 theaters. Look, we're gonna talk a bit spoilery about Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So I would just advise you to come back until you see it. I'm letting you know now. I'm not gonna keep trying. I'm not gonna talk about. I've done my review, which is up on the YouTube channel. I've done one with John Roca where he had to get his only black friends. Clearly, shouts out to BC for saying that too, which was hilarious.
That motherfucker has never let me on a show once.
And so, it's at this point. Look, people been the movie. Yes, the movie officially dropped on Friday, but this shit started coming out Thursday afternoon. People were going to see it on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Like,
Doug, like, I don't understand it. I remember midnight premieres. You know, I remember going to the theater at midnight. Now it's at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock on Thursday. I'm like,
on a Thursday.
God, there's like 10 showing. You can just say this movie comes out on Thursdays now. I mean,
it was already out a week early overseas.
Yeah.
It was the overseas release was a week earlier. So it's been out. Before we go anything into any in-depth analysis, if you will, break down, what are your overall thoughts on the movie?
Overall, I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of a good time watching it. It is a very powerful film, and it is very powerful performances, especially Angela Bassett and Letitia Wright. They just murked that shit. I had a few story issues that I don't really like, a couple continuity things, and I'm like, that doesn't make much sense. But I'm not the one telling the story, so I'm over that, you know? All in all, I think it was a really good movie and a great tribute to Chadwick Boseman there, too. They did a great job handling that.
Okay, cool. I overall, if you don't know me by now, you know I love the movie. I love the movie. I won't give it a 10 out of 10. I won't give it a 5 out of 5. I can't. I do have an issue. I do have a few issues myself, but I've not seen a movie where I didn't have issues. I had issues with the first Black Panther.
Exactly.
So it goes without standing. But I do think this movie was a beautiful tribute to both King T'Challa and Chadwick Boseman. I've constantly kept saying this to everybody who kept doing it. Oh, they should just recast T'Challa, and I don't blah blah blah. It's gonna suck without it. You went into the movie already thinking how you want to feel. And I'm gonna say this to these people. For those who again, let me preface before I go further. The homie E-Man, him and I talk about why he started it, and I'm on his level. I understand why he started, but for the ones of y'all, it's like, no, they just want to get rid of black men and blah 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. For those of y'all who were like, I don't want to see a chick Black Panther. Shut the fuck up. Okay. And again, I say this as a comic book fan because that's where it happened in the comic books first. I'm just plain and simple.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be straight up with that.
See,
okay?
that look, I don't give those people no kind of credit. I'm like, I don't care. Your opinion don't mean shit. I literally, people would try to talk to me about it. I go, look, you're white. I don't want to talk to you about Black Panther. I have literally said that to people because I don't care. I do think this movie did miss Chadwick though, not T'Challa, but the reason I like the first one better than this one is because of Chadwick's presence.
Yeah, I agree. And again, there's a definite hole that you know that is there. Okay, let's just keep it a buck. This isn't gonna be one of those. Well, it feels like it went okay without him. You knew there was the looming missing him throughout the entire story, and this story does that. At the beginning, the man is dying. You don't know why T'Challa's dying, and Shuri can't save him. And then we get the funeral, and then everything, and the rest of the movie is dealing with the death of T'Challa, dealing with the loss of the king. And it's tributing and giving its paying its respect and homage to Chadwick in the process.
Yes.
When people keep saying, when I keep hearing black dudes, and it upsets me as a black man to hear this shit. When I hear black dudes going, "Oh, they just trying to erase black men." This whole movie is about the memorial of a nation over the loss of a black king.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? The movie, again, for what Ryan Coogler and the cast, the writers, Joseph Michael Cole, all of them had to deal in dealing with this. On top of the death of Chadwick, to deal with Letitia Wright's injury while filming, to deal with COVID delays. Yeah, to deal with COVID delays.
I forgot about the injury though.
And her injury was serious.
Yeah.
So there is so much that I think people keep forgetting. Also, I really need motherfucker. Look, I understand what we see is what we get. You know, what's on the film, what's on the screen, et cetera, et cetera. But I need motherfuckers who have no idea how a movie is made to shut the fuck up. I'm going to just say it what it is. Shut the fuck up. The majority of people I keep hearing talk about shit have zero idea what goes into making a fucking movie. It is not just, oh, I got these people in a script, we go film. The script in itself is almost a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's tweaking. Okay? Casting is casting, whatever. Then there's pre-production before you're in actual production. And then there's post-production. And then there's editing. And then there's still more editing and editing. Reshoots until you feel like we finally fucking got it. So to have all of this and keep hearing this, the biggest issue I have with this film, the biggest issue is there is absolutely no fucking reason for Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character, Contessa Valentine.
Oh yeah, no.
But
I will say you know what that did show me though?
It made her the badass that you needed her to be to set up the Thunderbolts.
That, and it made me go, ooh, Thunderbolts is a much more important movie than we're thinking it's going to be.
Yes, it is.
That when I look at it now, I go, okay, you take her having the amount of screen time that she did in this that we don't need. We didn't need Everett Ross, honestly, either. The whole storyline with them.
I think you could have, the storyline with the two of them being formally married, I think you could have reduced it. Not saying just got him out completely. I think it could have been reduced immensely.
Yes. But the fact that they had so much screen time makes me go, and you add that to the fact that we're bringing in Harrison Ford for General Ross. I go, oh, Thunderbolts is a lot more important than I thought it was going to be. I thought Thunderbolts was going to be just a run-of-the-mill movie, but I think that's going to have big implications on the MCU. Or else they wouldn't put so much into it with Black Panther.
This movie is I've been saying this consistently, and I'll continue to repeat this exact same statement. The first Black Panther film was a standalone film.
Mm-hmm.
It was a standalone film. The only thing that made it in the MCU was the very end. Yeah, I know some people say it talks about Civil War, and it just briefly tells you T'Chaka is dead.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's all it tells you, right? And at the end, it's Bucky, but it's a standalone movie. This time
That's
it
just
couldn't,
post credit. Bucky's just post credit.
and he's just post credit.
Yeah.
The movie within itself is standalone, right?
Mhm.
With this one, it was not going to be given the fact of it was not going to be given the allowance to be its own standalone anymore.
Which I hate. I think it should have been.
Nah,
Because only because that didn't need to be. We didn't need that in this movie. We
I
did not
think we-
need that.
I think we needed it. It was certain things we did because again, we need to see how again the world wants vibranium,
Mhm.
right?
Okay, yeah.
The world is still recovering from the snapping.
Yeah.
The world, and then you got mercenaries trying to get this for France, and Angela Bassett bringing the motherfuckers on the floor of the UN with their faces out, talking about something. You get this one. The next time it's an act of aggression.
Yeah.
I put on Twitter, I said the overall moral of the overall lesson that we should take from Wakanda Forever is fuck around and find out. The more you fuck around, the more you find out.
Facts.
Namor introduces again. Namor is important for several reasons in this movie.
Mhm.
Not just the introduction of the character, not just the official introduction of mutants, because he is the first person to use the word mutant. It tells you vibranium is more than where you just think it is, and it does more.
He's the second.
No, he said mutation in Miss
Did he
Marvel.
say mutant? I thought you said you're a mutant.
He says a mutation.
Oh, okay.
He says mutation.
Okay, and then so Namor says mutant.
Namor actually said mutant.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Third, it shows you vibranium is more plentiful and more sourced out than we think it is. Even Okoye is saying the stories I grew up hearing were just the great mound of vibranium was it. To not think that another meteor hit the ocean. And because of that, it was allowed to grow plants and everything, how it changed the life, changed the water, which in terms when Namor's mom was pregnant, how it changed her and made the baby, right? Yeah. What that means, and this is what I said in Roka's review, and I think I said it in mine, that means vibranium is all scattered around the world, right? Somebody can find vibranium and refine it, and vibranium can become adamantium.
Oh, that's smart.
So, and vibranium can become adamantium.
That's a good way to do that.
It's a perfect way to do it.
Perfect.
It's the perfect way to make adamantium. So, that was that. Riri Williams, you had to introduce her character somehow, some way.
She was, I'm going to tell you this. She was the star of this movie. I loved her so damn much. And it made Ironheart my most anticipated Disney Plus.
It made Ironheart. I had somebody try to tell me they rushed her whole origin story and plot thing in just this movie. I was like, what the fuck are you even talking about? They didn't do anything but tell you this girl's a genius.
Yeah.
That's all they told you. And you see, she is making an arc reactor.
Yeah.
All they told you is she's a fucking genius.
I said this.
And she from the crib. And she from Chicago. Say what? All right,
I said this on the Lando project. I was like, man, all I want now is a roundtable discussion with Riri, Peter Parker, Kate Bishop, Yelena, and Miss Marvel. I just want them to just have a roundtable discussion because they all just seem like the most fun people ever.
Riri Williams, oh, you are so tiny. Look at you, Riri Williams. Look at you, Riri Williams. I see you.
Why are you saying my name so much?
Why do you keep saying my goddamn name? And so I enjoyed that. So like what you see about her, it's a reason because again, you use her to invent the machine that can detect vibranium, which in terms is what brings Namor out. And people keep being like, well, wait, so why wouldn't the Wakandas team up with Namor? Because this nigga just came up out of nowhere and told you I can fuck you up whenever I want.
And Base was like, team up with me and let's go to war. No. I don't know
like,
you.
Let's take these. That's my purse. Get out. I don't know you. That's my purse. I don't know you. That's my purse. I don't know why that just. You got Namor, who comes up the first time when you got Shuri and Ramona trying to get Shuri back to life to more, and this nigga just pops him out the water. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? So listen, yeah, I know you're shocked. You probably think, how the fuck I got here? How do I know about vibranium? And it sure was like, he is covered in this shit. Then to go, so they came
I love
down here.
that. Yo, he's covered in it.
He's covered in it. Then to go, so they came down here fucking with my people and trying to fuck with my people, which means if they trying to fuck with me, because I got this, I know you got it, so we should stick together and go ahead and fuck them all up. And then Ramona's like, I'm not trying to go to war with people. And then Namor basically's like, bitch, listen, what's going to happen is you're going to either help me or I'm going to fuck all y'all up. Then they find out that there was a young girl who made this. All right, somebody kill this little bitch. What? And then this whole thing is going. Now Shuri's like, I'm not letting you kill her. And Namor, when he got Shuri and Tolakan, is like, look here, baby girl, look, I think you sexy. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have this little hybrid chocolate underwater swirl. But at the same time, you're going to let me kill her. Because if you don't let me kill her, I'm telling you, I'm a flood the fuck out your town. And she was like, no. And like, no, I'm not letting you kill this little girl. Here come the kid with the save, kill old girl. And that Namor is like, all these motherfuckers got to die. What?
I will say, the one of my big issues with the story is while Namor himself felt like a pretty bad motherfucker, the rest of his crew, I feel like Wakanda could have made short work of them. Like,
you a lie. Nigga, did you see the way Autumna handled Okoye?
But here's my thing. They went to fight them on their little boat thing. They took none of their ships, none of their weapons. They took like 7 Wakandans. Like, y'all didn't take nobody.
Let me tell you something, bro. 7 members of the Dora Milaje at the end of the day is really all you need.
That's true. But you could have taken all the Dora Milaje and all the Jabari and all the other tribes. You just took 7.
But you got to remember, people are still reeling from the attack. Mm-hmm. There are people in Wakanda who are now moving to Jabari land after everything has happened.
I don't know. Just the way they presented them to me.
COVID. This is a shot during COVID.
Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, that's outer world stuff. I get that. I'm just saying, I never saw the technology or anything in I can't what are they called? The Kakans? Tolakans. I never saw anything there that made me go, you look stronger or better than Wakanda. The only issue I saw was it looks like the Wakandans don't like to swim.
I don't like the way you said that. That felt real stereotypical.
Well, I'm just because they fell in the water. It's like, okay, we beat that one. He's in the water. Get the next one in the water. And I'm like, what the? I mean, I'm pretty sure they could probably swim a little.
But you can't swim.
I know you're gonna win the fight in the water because y'all live in the water. But
these motherfuckers can drag you to the bottom.
Yeah. And I don't know. They just, the design of them bothered. I don't know what it was. It was just something I was like, y'all just don't seem intimidating to me.
Oh, you don't like Mesoamerican culture. You goddamn racist. This is what
I guess that's it. They just didn't seem intimidating though. I felt like the Jabari would have walked in there and murked all of them.
Yeah. Have you ever seen pictures of ancient Aztec, Incan, and Mayan warriors?
I have, yeah. And that I see what that was. I see what they were going for. It's just, I don't know. The presence just didn't fit for me. I don't know why. I didn't feel like they were overwhelmed ever.
Again.
Even when they're all surrounding them on top and they're like, okay, this is going to be the end. I'm like, nah, they're going to get out of this.
Yeah, because there's a little chick flying in a suit that the design team then made.
The design team of Power Rangers made?
No, that's what Shuri's group is called, the design team. They make all the things, it
okay.
real because they make shit quick. Think about it. They don't. You give me an idea, shit's done in 27 minutes. Like
that's what I'm saying. They could have created suits to let them go in the water.
That's what the Midnight Angels were.
Yeah, the two of them. They could have made more.
No, you only need. It's only again. It's not a lot of them in the comics.
I know.
So you're asking for so much more to enhance the story where the things aren't there. I digress. We can have that difference of opinion there. Yeah. You see how I did that, ladies and gentlemen?
I know, right? Like, we're still cool. Isn't that crazy?
We can have a difference of opinion here, and we're talking about certain plot points. Now, let's go to one of the biggest things, and that'll be the death of Ramonda. I'm going to tell you something. I've said it to everybody. I will continue to say it now. Angela Bassett can walk away from this role if she wants to. She is 67 years old. She does not want to spend 6 months a year in Atlanta. Then you're going to want her back for all these Avengers movies anytime they got to show some shit. The woman can do 911 from her home in Los Angeles, go home back every night, and sleep in her bed. We have said it is fun. Like people are like, oh, they just got to kill off people. No. She has put her time. Remember how we said with Robert Downey Jr. want to leave, he can go. He's given us his time. Chris Evans, he's given us his time. If Chris Hemsworth wants to go, he's given us his time. Angela Bassett gave you what she needed to give you for this role. And then in this one, she gave you all of the black, powerful mama, auntie energy, queen energy that I don't know if we've ever seen in the MCU.
Let me get this straight. And this is throwing me off. This can't be true. She's only been nominated for one Oscar?
Uh-huh.
No way.
Yep. That's one of the biggest arguments behind everything, too.
Well, she about to get a second.
So we're in the time of the year where Oscar bait season happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not seen any movies or I have not heard of any front runner for Best Actress. Well, she would be supporting. Mm-hmm. Actually, she'd be supporting. I haven't heard.
Wright would be best.
Yeah, Letitia would be Best Actress. I haven't heard any argument for anybody supporting or Best Actress as of yet. And those talks, I don't care who you are. Those talks start in August, and so none of that has come up. The performance she gives is Ramonda because she gives you so many layers to her as a queen, a widow, and a mother. And a ruler at the same time. Because there are some queens and kings who aren't rulers, if you will, if I will.
And she gives you performance that is her. Because it's not just Ramonda mourning the loss of T'Challa. But Angela's probably mourning the loss of Boseman too. They spent a lot of time. You see their real life feelings come through in this with Letitia Wright and her very, very strongly.
Listen, every single member of the main cast that was there from Black Panther 1 is feeling this through this entire film. I don't know if people understand how hard it is to give a memorial on camera for a character and you still are memorializing the real person at the exact same time. Again, they all had to collectively agree to do this. If they did not agree to do this, the movie wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And so you have all that happen. The moment when Okoye loses Shuri and she is before the council and she says, Queen Mother, please allow me to go get her again. And Angela Bassett snaps when she said the realest shit of, you stood by Killmonger when he killed my son and took over this throne. I was like, because it was real. Because remember, even the kid said, yo, let's go. And she was like, I am loyal to whoever sits on that throne.
Yep.
And then she came back and bit her in the ass. She was like, you lost my daughter. And that's why we got this scene. I'm the queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything? She said, no, bitch, you a regular person now. Get up out my face. Get up out my face.
I felt that shit.
I felt all of that. Because when she just was like, you sat there and let Killmonger, you sat by him. I was like, oh shit. But you needed all that. You needed the moment where Ramonda goes to Haiti to talk to Nakia and says, yo, Chadwick died. We needed you there. Why were you not here? Why were you not with us? And again, it helps. Yes, Nakia's always been a spy. Nakia's never wanted to stick around. Even after the first movie, she was always talking about, he was like, remember, T'Challa was like, you make a queen. She was like, if I choose to stay. So it made sense. Mm-hmm. But then Namor, when all of a sudden, when this motherfucker got mad at the girl and came up and did an all-out assault on Wakanda damn near by himself.
Yeah.
Look, I know some people were trying to talk shit about them water grenades that they had that were vibranium laced. That were vibranium laced. When that motherfucker drowned the throne room, and I was like, nah, she finna be able to swim, right? She can swim.
You know what? I was losing my shit. I was like, I can't believe they just killed Ramonda. But then it started clicking in my head. I go, oh, they did that so that when when Shuri becomes Black Panther, she can go to the ancestral plane and talk to her mama. That's why they needed to do that, because they couldn't have Chadwick there. So that in my head, that's where it was going.
Well, for me, it was that's a good reason to think. For me, it's been this thing I said about the whole thing with Letitia Wright with Shuri. Shuri had to earn being Black Panther. She earned it because they were trying to think about it. The nation was trying to give it to her after Chadwick died. They were trying to consistently give her the mantle, to give her the title. She didn't want it. And you know how we say in movies that your hero has to earn the right to be your hero?
Yeah.
You want to watch your hero's journey? They put her through the ringer in this. Her trying to find another way to keep Riri safe by trying to negotiate with Namor. Trying to negotiate with him. Kept telling mama, yo, fuck the tradition. It's all about science now.
Yeah.
It's all about science and technology. And then unfortunately, when her mom passes, that's the thing that pushes her over.
Yeah.
That's the thing that pushes her over. Because then all the things happen to lead up to it. And it allows her to be able to take that mantle. And then at the end, that she's only the protector.
Yeah, okay. I got a Wakanda politic question for you. So M'Baku shows up, and I was asking some other people about this too. M'Baku shows up and says, I'm here to challenge. So he was challenging for the mantle of the king, right?
He was challenging for the throne.
Yeah, so he gonna be king.
M'Baku's, yes, that's the whole thing.
So on challenge day, let's say one of the other tribes wanted to challenge. They'd have to fight M'Baku, right? Mm-hmm. And M'Baku wins, he's king. What if another tribe wanted? Would he have to fight another fight right then and there?
Nope. You can only challenge once, and according because it's ritualistic, and you have to be of royal lineage.
Okay, cool. Because I remember in the first one when they go through all the different tribes and they all go, "We are not going to challenge today. We're not challenging today." So I'm like, well, what if two of them were like, "Yeah, we both plan on challenging." I'm like, how? Does he have to do two fights? Is it triple threat rules? Like, how do we? Because I started thinking that's how
we woke up today. We plan on challenging some shit today.
That's how America needs to start doing politics, man. Who's going to be the next president? Welcome to Challenge Day.
Well, look, we already close to having the American politics lead us to the purge. I think we'll be okay.
And again, I am still as much. I loved it for the story. I loved it for the character. I loved it for the happily ever after type of feeling. I still would have preferred Shuri to stay as the scientific advisor. And I know it's in the comics, but to me, I've just always felt that Nakia or M'Baku or Danae Guerrera's character, Okia, is that it? Okoye. One of them should, because to me, they were always the warriors. Now I think they did a good job in this with M'Baku's lines and was, hey, You're not a kid anymore. You've been through so much. You ain't a child.
Told her
So
like,
I loved that moment there, but I still just felt, God damn, I want Nakia as Black Panther.
Dead ass told her, you a child can't go through this.
Yeah.
A child shouldn't go through this.
He did another one of my issues, lack of M'Baku, because when he's in there, he's stealing. Winston Duke is just a.
But it's the same amount of Winston Duke you get in the first one.
I know, and I was just because I was thinking Endgame was Winston Duke was going to be a part of the whole thing because he was left alive. I was like, this is going to be great. We're going to get so much Winston Duke. We didn't, and so I was like, it's okay because he's going to be a huge part of Wakanda Forever. He was the same amount as he was in the first one. And stole every scene he's in, just like he did in the first one.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
We'll
did.
feed you to my children. Just kidding. We're vegetarians.
We're vegetarians. Is this what you people do all day? Huh? Is this what you do all day? Oh my God. Let's get to the end of
what.
Go ahead.
Or you say get to the end of that one post credit? Because that's what I was going to ask you about.
Yeah, I was about to talk about now.
Because I know you had thoughts on the post credit when you saw it early, and you were wondering if there was going to be another one.
So I think there was, and I think they cut it out, and it's smart they cut it out because what you left it on is perfect. What you left it on is perfect. Doom was the post credit scene. I'm just going to tell you.
You think?
I know.
Why do you think it's perfect to leave it on this one?
Because you told everybody we don't have to recast T'Challa. He's here.
Yeah.
He's here.
I like that. I think that could have just been the final scene of the movie. I would like to get back, and this has nothing to do with Wakanda Forever, but I would like to get back to the post-credit scenes, hyping up the next movie. You know,
again, this wasn't about that.
Again, yeah, I know this was not about that. This was Wakanda Forever. But I like Doctor Strange's Multiverse Madness one was a post-credit scene that I'm like, well, we're not going to see anything with that until the next Doctor Strange, which is who knows when.
But again, also, you got to remember too, here's the thing. This is a big thing, and I know what you're saying. Mm-hmm. These movies are out of order.
True. Because of COVID, yeah.
This phase is out of order. So, you know, what you see in one doesn't directly tie into the next. Remember, WandaVision was supposed to go directly
into
Doctor Strange. It was supposed to be WandaVision, and then like 2 weeks later, here comes Doctor Strange into the Multiverse Madness.
But like go back to Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man. One of the post-credit scenes was Civil War, which had at that point had nothing to do with Ant-Man.
But again,
it was a Captain America.
But listen, you're talking about a regular timeline when things are filmed.
Okay.
You're talking,
yeah, but you don't think they could have gone in and thrown a post-credit scene in that or a shortened scene from Ant-Man Quantumania toward the end of this or something?
No need. If it doesn't need it. If it doesn't connect to it, then why? I understand. Again, the Bucky Sam Cap scene from Civil War is basically the lead-in to getting Ant-Man. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's them. That's when he says, I think I know somebody. I may know somebody.
Oh, you're right. It does. You're right. Okay.
It's the lead into them getting Ant-Man. It wasn't just a random fucking thing.
Yeah.
But again, we didn't see it till it played out. So you got this one where Nakia has a kid. His name is Toussaint. And
who are you?
Ungubani. And when he hears that, that's how you know he's Wakandan, because he knew what to say.
Uh-huh.
He said, Toussaint is my Haitian name. My Wakandan name is T'Challa. I'm Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa. Now, for everybody going, oh, well, they should have just recast. Again, I'm going to keep saying this to the day of shut the fuck up is number one. That's the number one. There also is nobody that wants that headache from you motherfuckers on the internet. Nobody. Oh, there's got to be somebody. There is nobody. I don't know if people understand how much actors nowadays in this day and age, because you need it, but they hate it. They need social media, but fucking hate it. Unless you are a multi-list mega superstar, you don't have to be on here. But you don't have to be on there. But they hate social media. So you think motherfuckers want all their notifications blowing up with a bunch of people arguing back and forth about they're good for it, they're not good for it, blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants it.
All the racist bullshit.
Yes. So what you did, because
that's another thing you add into being T'Challa. You don't just have to deal with stupid people that are bitching about comic books. You have to deal with racist fucks too.
Right. But what you did do, again, some people, well, I don't want to have to wait so long for a grow T'Challa, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Number one.
You're not, because there's this thing called Secret Wars.
You're not. You're not. Thank you. Also, we can play the game of now T'Challa and Storm meeting, you motherfuckers that you want. Because they can run into each other as kids. Even if you do it as kids before Secret Wars.
Yep.
Also,
my buddy Lando, he goes, I bet there's going to be a older version of that T'Challa in Secret Wars.
Yes. Yeah, and then he becomes the Black Panther from then. But motherfuckers won't. Sorry. I don't know what type of sound I made. It sound like a goddamn old train whistle. But you get him, and now motherfuckers acting like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. I just want this. You get him, you're going to have him for potentially, you got a new T'Challa for 10 to 20 years now.
Yeah.
Because also Chadwick wasn't going to play that role forever. Another thing is you don't know when you're getting the Black Panther again besides Secret Wars.
Facts.
You don't know. Yes, there have been talks of a third film. There is nothing set. The earliest a third film would show up is 2027. At the earliest.
I could see one in one of those in phase 6. I could see a sequel possibly, but it would have to get running quick, which I don't think is going to happen.
And that's what I'm saying. They are not going to rush a script. They are not going to rush a script to appease you. Well, just give me the Black Panther movie. It's not how this works.
No, Black Panther ain't one of those ones that we just gonna conveyor belt, cookie cut, and send out.
None of these fucking movies are.
That's not Ryan Coogler shit.
Some may not turn out the way we all want them to be on screen, right? They may not turn out to be the majestic piece, the marvel, if you will, no pun intended, on screen that we want to see. But the scripts are a different thing. I don't even think people are like, oh man, the writing, this and third. Shut the fuck up. It's motherfuckers. I'm tired of hearing motherfuckers who don't know how to write a complete sentence talking about the writing in the script was such and such. Motherfucker,
you didn't read the script.
The writing is just, I know the writing's bad. I could just tell. How? Shut the fuck up. You can tell. Oh, there are certain things you'd be like, when you listen to the dialogue, you're like, this is abysmal. But also, as a person who reads scripts on a daily, I've got a script up on my screen right now. I have to read for an audition I got to do when I'm done recording this. I get upset.
I can tell.
I get upset. This movie isn't perfect. I've never said it was. It doesn't have to be. But way too many of you motherfuckers out here, and I'm not saying it's always y'all that's listening to me. It's way too many motherfuckers out here that was all of a sudden going in wanting a reason to hate it.
Yeah.
And they addressed everything you had a fucking problem with. They didn't have to recast T'Challa.
Yeah, everything that I was worried about, they explained perfectly. I'm like, okay, that's why you're going to do this. I get it. It's not Nakia. You're going to give it to okay. I understand your reasoning. You have done a good job at making me it might not be what I was going to do, what I would have done, but you have made me believe that was your right decision. And that's what what more could you ask for? You know?
I don't fucking get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But people want to be, some people want to be dense. And again, we'll see what the next week's numbers are, right?
Yeah.
But as of right now, worldwide, from what I am looking at, I want to make sure I quote this correct. This is worldwide, not domestically. This movie has taken in $180 million domestically. Internationally, it is taken in $150 million for a total of $330 million. I would like to say something. Also, remember all those people. Look, I said it on Twitter. I said it on Facebook. All those people was like, man, Marvel need to watch out. Black Adam doing blah, 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 blah. In 3 to 4 days, Black Panther in North America alone has made more money than Black Adam's 4-week theatrical run.
I'll tell you what, though. The Rock is going to spin this to make it look great for Black Adam, because I just realized watching him, because we was talking about the numbers and how they're good numbers, but they're not great numbers for Black Adam. The Rock knows how to just talk, and you're just like, yeah, you're right, Rock. That movie is doing fucking fantastic. Way to go. I buy every time I see him. He's like, we've done number 1 in 3 weeks in a row against nothing. But he didn't say that. He just, it's that wrestler mindset. He knows how to make whatever he's doing seem like it is the most important thing ever.
Yeah, but he knows better with this.
Oh yeah, no, he's gonna come out and be like, yo, shout out to Wakanda.
He's gonna get them, because again, the movie was gonna do it. But it's also, again, it's not the shit. Like, DC now has a new goal, a new track record, a new thing is trying to move. Now, like I said, with Gunn and Safran at the helm, and James Gunn, he already is starting to tease what he finna do. And I told motherfuckers, he finna start giving you characters you didn't get and you didn't think you were gonna see. That motherfucker posted up Lobo. And Jason Momoa was like, this is my dream project. Somebody said, somebody asked me, do you think we'd be able to see Jason Momoa play Aquaman in both Lobo? I wouldn't be surprised if they murdered the fuck out of Aquaman and Jason Momoa goes over to be Lobo. But granted, there's so many other people out there who can play the main man.
Yeah. And my problem is, I don't know if you can get anyone else to play Aquaman and make me go, yeah, I buy it.
Yeah, there's not a person.
Jason Momoa, you're just like, oh, Aquaman's a cool dude. Anyone else in that role, you're like, yeah, but he's Aquaman.
Yeah, Jason. I mean, like, I never thought my Aquaman would be this cool. Don't look, before Jason Momoa, it took the DC animated universe to change everybody's perception of Aquaman. In Flashpoint Paradox, where that nigga's a monster. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh. Other than that,
then I was still like, hey, you should go make a sandwich for Batman and Superman.
Yeah, hey, bro, look, that blonde tips, you look like you're in the frat, but also in the closet. Like, you're just not really sure of yourself. Like, you look like you need a Budweiser. Okay? But Jason Momoa is just something like, okay, all right.
Yeah, I buy this.
Go let your hair go down wet, okay? Why is this nigga so sexy? He should be this goddamn sexy. You just like, he makes me moist. I don't even think I should be moist.
Well, Aquaman moist. Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God.
So that was my only confusion on the Lobo thing. Is I'm like, if he really wants to play Lobo, is he going to do them both? Like, I don't see them doing that. But
hey, man, listen. Also, we're talking about, I know we kind of switched over from Marvel. I'm going to go back to Wakanda Forever in a second since we jumped over to DC. According
Do we have anything else for Marvel to talk about?
There are multiple Wakanda Forever TV spinoffs set to be coming from Disney Plus.
Oh, I thought you kind of mentioned that, and that was all you were going to say on it.
I never said anything.
Well, you go, we don't know. We've heard rumors of other stuff. And I was like, oh, I guess that's all he's going to talk about those.
Oh, yeah, that was really it, though. I mean, So, according to Safran and Gunn, the heads of DC Studios, they have a plan. They said they have a plan for 10 years leading up to a big project. This is what James Gunn said. He said, this is such a unique opportunity to tell one great overarching story. One big, beautiful story across film, television, gaming, live action, and animation. The opportunity to make DC as great as it can be and it should be. That is the reason why I'm doing this job, because I know that Peter and I can do that. We spent the past couple of days with a group of some of the best thinkers in the industry, the best writers in the industry, and started mapping out 8 to 10-year plan of what that's going to look like in theater, TV, and animation, and across the board. So, while no new projects were mentioned, Safran shared his love of Aquaman and Shazam, while Gunn mentioned characters like Batman, Superman, the Metal Men, and Batmite. Let me tell you this.
That's a very Gunn thing to do.
Batman and Superman were only mentioned because he knew if he didn't mention it, everybody was going to lose their fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee it. They are not. I'm telling y'all right now, for everybody listening to me, and if you trust anything your boy has told you, I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, you might get Superman cameos and you might get a Superman movie eventually, but do not look for them two to be the forefront of this new thing. Do not. James Gunn is about making obscure characters come to life.
I agree there, except I do think they're going to focus on Superman a lot. I don't think we'll see a lot of Batman because I think they're going to leave that to Matt Reeves.
Yeah, okay.
But I do think they've already decided.
But in that overarching story, that they're talking about, Batman ain't a part of that.
No, I doubt it.
He ain't a part of that. So, yeah, Superman, yes. Yeah, Clark, yes. Kal-El, yes. But never forget, also, don't forget, there is an in development project with Val Zod. The Black Superman. I forget.
Oh, okay.
Look, people, I'm sorry. When you tell a white person is a black hero, they kind of forget about it because they be like, it don't make no sense. Like, why don't want to see a black hero? Look, to my people out there, you know what I'm saying? I have to apologize for his whiteness sometimes. Like, he gets really white.
Sometimes, yeah, the fucking white boy comes out every now and then.
You know, he's like, oh my God, they got colored heroes. And I'm like, you can't say colored. He's like, well, I don't mean it like that. And I'm like, bro, you just work with
it's just a word. Oh my God.
Oh my God. It's just a word. Let's talk about this real quick. So I don't know how familiar you are with a lot of different Marvel characters and everything. And again, this goes back to the discussion of they want to kill off black heroes, black men. One dude tried to come in my comments on my review on YouTube, said they tried to get rid of a black man that's a king and a genius. I was like, T'Challa's just the king. Yeah. T'Challa was never the genius.
No,
in the comic. Sure, he's always been a genius. So, but again, here's the thing. A lot of y'all act like you, and not again, when I say y'all, please know it's a general fucking term.
Mm-hmm.
It's a general fucking term. I know there are so many people
that you have to like add that asterisk to things now.
There are those who are comic book purists to bringing characters to life on screen. Jolene, I'm talking about you. Okay. But now I just did her one-on-one, and so
I know.
And so I'm just joking with her, but this isn't regards to her. She's talking about when it comes to costume looks. I get that. This is for those who keep thinking, oh, Marvel got black heroes, just bring them on screen. Let me tell you something. A lot of y'all keep out here hollering, especially since WandaVision, that you want Adam Brashear, that you want Blue Marvel. When I'm going to tell you this, go ahead and type it. Go ahead and type it.
I'm like, who?
Go ahead and type it. I'm going to tell y'all this. Y'all don't want Blue Marvel. Because I'm going to tell you something. You're going to call Blue Marvel every type of coon in the book.
Yep.
Because that's what he's a conservative. That's just like y'all don't want Icon. Icon is a diehard because he's an alien who identifies as conservatives and tells black people why they just don't. The black people in Dakota basically tells Rocket, why don't they just pull themselves up by their bootstraps? So I need y'all to study if you look in depth at Luke Cage ain't what you think he is in the comics. Luke Cage was changed for the TV.
Mm-hmm.
So when everybody keeps saying, oh, Marvel and Disney going woke and blah, 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 which also you sound fucking stupid, but be educated on what you say when you say these things. because the characters you want them to hurry up and bring, because you think this is going to be this token, this tentpole for black people, and as a whole, it's going to be a token and a tentpole for some black people, but not the way you think. Not the way you think. So I just implore a lot of people, your arguments and your gripes and your hesitations, you can have them all, but inform yourself. Marvel has a rich history of everything of why they're doing it. That go to the comics, and like I always say, everything in a comic book don't fucking translate to the page, to the screen. I get it. I'm not gonna lie and tell y'all that always fucking does. But a lot of things they do, like BC said earlier, let them tell their story. Now, here's the biggest thing. If you don't want to rewatch their story, don't. You don't need to make a grandiose. I don't understand motherfuckers that feel like they need to make these grandiose statements of why they not gonna watch some shit, or why they not gonna, you know what I'm saying, or why they not gonna support some shit. Just don't.
Yeah. You know what? By you making a statement, you're actually supporting it because you're giving something press. So thanks for the press. But honestly, if there's things that I don't like, and guess what, Jay? I don't watch them. I don't talk about them. I don't review them. I just don't care. I move on. I go to what I do like. That's all you gotta do.
There's a lot of movies that are out. I did not make grandiose posts about fucking Morbius because I haven't even seen Morbius.
Oh, you got to see Morbius, man.
Let me tell you something.
It is one of the most fantastic films ever made.
You suck my dick. I'm sorry. That was harsh. That was harsh. That was so harsh. And it should not have been that harsh. I apologize. I'm
just saying, it's Morbid time.
Morbius is available to stream. I have not streamed it. Sony sent me a DVD copy of it. It sits on the table by my door in the plastic still.
You have it up on display. That makes sense.
But
that's a collector's item. You don't want to take it out of the plastic, obviously.
I almost said your mama real hard. Real hard.
My mama's a violent lady. Watch out.
I was like, your mama. Like, But again, I don't have to work. I don't complain about it because I wanted to see it. I was going to see it. But then I saw enough people were like, nah, I'm good on this. But people making grandiose statements. I'm not going to support Black Panther. We should boycott the MCU. Shut your dumb ass up too. All right. I got one email. MattTitanPodcast@gmail.com. MattTitanPodcast@gmail.com. It's an audience question from Jolene. It says, hey, JMBC, got a quick question for y'all. There are 2 Black Panther spoilers in this, though. Says, there are Black Panther 2 spoilers in this. Oh, not 2 Black Panther spoilers. There are Black Panther 2 spoilers in this, though. If Namor is called Namor or Namor because it stands for no more, it's no love, then why is Namora called Namora?
No more love. Come on, that was a good one.
I said, bitch.
Y'all can see his face. He hates me so much.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
I love the Blade clip. Good call with Blade.
Can you shut the fuck up?
You have a better answer?
Can you shut the fuck up?
I don't have a better answer. I don't have a better answer at all. I don't have shit. I don't. Yeah. That about does it for this episode. I gotta do a fucking audition. Tell them how to find you.
You can find me on all social media at TheGrindCalls, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
Mr. J. Washington across all platforms. And
You had so much energy when we first started.
yeah, because you just took my soul away from me after this shit you just did. Just took my whole fucking soul away. Everything I felt in my heart just left. Like after you started talking, and I just was like,
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
somebody can be this dumb. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Mr. J. Washington again. Wednesday, January 11th at the Mic Drop Comedy Club in San Diego. Come on out, one night only, man. One night only, Wednesday, January 11th at the Mic Drop. If you're in the LA area, drive down. Orange County, come down. If you're in Tijuana, come on over the border legally. Because, like, you can come over the border if you're in Tijuana. It's right there. I don't like the way he looked at me.
You just added the legally on there, and I was like,
I probably should. I don't know. Some people may be those people that are like Icon, like, well, people coming over the border, shut your ass up. All of that, come on out that night. To everybody, remember the Supervillain Squad, appreciate y'all. I didn't pull it up because my computer's been acting stupid. I apologize to y'all. You know who you are. Much love. You want to support the show, please. Patreon.com/Mr. J. Washington. Patreon.com/Mr. J. Washington. I'm about to get out of here. Yeah, we will holler at y'all next week. It'll be episode 11. Man, he's always been around for 3 months almost.
I know, right? God damn.
Yeah. I mean, again, if y'all want me to fire him,
Award-winning podcast right here, baby.
Yes, sir. This nigga spitting. Damn, nigga.
I think I played the wrong clip for the wrong person saying that. I'm going to just leave.
Good clip. Good way to end the show. See y'all later.
Just got to end the show, right?